everyone! I'm really excited today to share our adventures in Salem, Massachusetts with you. This was one of our favorite adventures yet, and we had such a great time, and other than food for restaurants, we really didn't spend much money. In this video, we are taking you to Salem for some witchy and spooky fun. We're going to check out the historic sites for the infamous Salem Witch Trials of 1692, including the witch house itself, located at 310 Essex Street, and the Witch Trials Memorial that is dedicated to the 20 victims that were executed in the witch trials. We're going to take you to many fantastic shops that really were a highlight of our day. We'll take you along to as many filming locations that we can find for Disney's Hocus Pocus movie, and we'll make sure to share with you some of the other great locations you can check out, such as the famous Haunted Hawthorne Hotel that we explored. We'll also share some other notable attractions like the Salem Witch Museum. Even if we didn't take their tour, we'll share our tips and facts along the way. Before we get into our spooky fun, let's kick off this video with some information about Salem. In colonial Massachusetts between 1692 and 1693, mass hysteria had kicked in the town of Salem. It became common to accuse your neighbors of practicing the devil's magic and pointing fingers at others, calling them a witch. This infamous witch hunt is still well known today and the first thing the world thinks of when we hear of this little coastal town called Salem. The witchcraft craze had already raged rampant through Europe between 1300 and 1600, where Europe had already executed tens of thousands of alleged witches, and most of them were women. Due to displaced refugees in the colonies and a strain on resources, families began rivalries, and religious extremism was on the rise under the strict new village Reverend Samuel Harris. The villagers thought all this tension was the work of the devil. By January of 1692, two young girls ages 9 and 11 started having fits. Doctors claimed it was supernatural effects. Then another young girl was affected. By February, these young girls had pointed the finger at 3 women for their condition: Tituba, a Caribbean woman enslaved by the family; Sarah Good, a homeless woman; and Sarah Osborne, an elderly village woman. This is what would kick off the infamous trials that had over 200 people accused of practicing witchcraft and had claimed the lives of 20 who were executed over these outrageous accusations. Salem today is a massive tourist destination. In 2023, 2.2 million visitors came to the town and just under 1 million in October alone. Greg and I went in the first week of November, which I can't tell you enough how perfect it was. We'll chat more about what we heard of the October crowds later on, but in November, all the witchy stuff was still more than present, and we had beautiful weather and light crowds and got to thoroughly take our time and enjoy this amazing city. So enough of me talking as our intro, let's get into it. We are in Salem! We're gonna explore some witchy stuff today. We're gonna start off by getting coffee and breakfast in Salem. So it's a pretty quiet morning here so far. It's after the Halloween rush. So that's nice. We get to explore a little bit more. We found a really cute place for breakfast. Greg's getting the lumberjack. Greg got the pumpkin cheesecake cold brew. What would you rate it? 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. And Greg got his lumberjack. And I just got a croissant to go with my coffee. So how was breakfast, Greg?
It was extremely okay.
It was okay, but you know what? It's a cute little spot. It was less busy than the other spot. The other spot had a half-hour wait, but he told us it had a 3-hour wait for all of these places, including bathrooms, in October. So that's terrifying. I'm glad we didn't come in October after all. Breakfast, we made our way to Front Street Coffee House to try one of theirs. Just for my first coffee was just a bit too sweet. They had fun flavors to try, including a Halloween blend. We'll share our vlog in sections, starting with our historic and witch trial explorations, then we'll move into the Hocus Pocus filming locations, and then get you into all the fun shops we checked out. That way you can skip to the pieces that are of interest to you if you like. Kicking off our historic landmarks, we're starting with the famous witch house, also known as the Jonathan Corwin House. The witch house was built in 1675 and is the only structure still standing today in Salem that has direct ties to the Salem witch trials. This house did not belong to any witches, but belonged to Judge Jonathan Corwin, who had executed 19 of the people accused of witchcraft. Give me a history lesson. What's this?
Well, according to the sign, it says the first church in Salem.
First church in Salem. The building you see here is the first church in Salem, which was founded on August 6, 1629, and is one of the oldest churches organized in North America. However, this building itself was built in the 1800s.
This land was once owned by Richard Moore, the only Mayflower passenger to move from Plymouth to Salem. A lot of really cool historic buildings here. Nice mix of new and old. John Ward House, 1684. So this house isn't tied to the witch trials, but is from the same time period. It's just as old as the witch house.
One of our favorite parts about checking out the historic locations around Salem is that you really don't need to pay for a pricey tour. Most of the historic locations or landmarks have a QR code that you can scan with your phone for PEM walks hosted through the Peabody Essex Museum, which will give you both a written and verbal history of the landmark you're looking at.
First Quaker Meeting House. What's this, Greg?
The place where they make the oats we eat for breakfast. Get it? Quaker oats.
You heard it here, folks.
The fact that they don't even know.
Greg, this looks haunted. Definitely haunted.
Next up is Charter Street Cemetery, which was established before 1637 and is the oldest European burying ground in Salem, and one of the oldest in the country. It was first recorded as named the Old Burying Point. Located right next door to the cemetery on Liberty Street is the Salem Witch Memorial, which we briefly showed you earlier. This memorial has information about all 20 victims of the Salem Witch Trials, their names and how they were executed, and the date of their execution. 19 of the executions were by hanging, and then one man had been pressed to death by stones. This is a solemn and peaceful memorial where visitors pay their respects.
So these benches are the memorials for the people that were hanged or killed because they are believed to be witches.
Next up is a blend of history and kicking off our Hocus Pocus filming locations. So for the first chunk of our tour, that was heavy on the history of Salem, so now let's dive into the fun parts. This was closed during our visit, but if you want to see what Salem would have looked like in the year 1630, you can check out the Pioneer Village, a living history museum. This also kicks off as a filming location for Disney's Hocus Pocus movies. Not bad admission prices if you do happen to be here on a weekend, so pretty cool to check out and part of the historic part of Salem. Creepy, but also a filming location for Hocus Pocus.
So this is one of the Hocus Pocus filming locations. We're at Town Hall in Salem.
Sure hope you're right.
It is. We've got this little paper from one of the local hotels. The old town hall was where they filmed the Halloween party in Hocus Pocus, the 1993 movie. That's where they sang, "I Put a Spell on You." And there's the front of it. This makes more sense. We were at the back. Greg was right. We needed to turn around. It was at the back of the building. It's really the
what?
Nothing. You weren't right. But there it is. Do you feel like singing "Put a Spell on You"? Off on our next adventure.
You can do official Hocus Pocus tours that you pay for, but so many places were giving out free handouts that tell you all the filming locations in Salem for the movies and where to find them. We used this and did our own free self-guided tour similar to what we did for the historic sites.
There are like no crowds here. This is okay. After Halloween is the perfect time if you want to actually sightsee like the filming locations and all of the witch stuff. Very cool. We are going to the Ropes Mansion, which you can see right there. Also from Hocus Pocus on our little list here, the Ropes Mansion. So that's Allison's house. And Max goes to the Halloween party at Allison's house. And it's one of the most prominent 18th century homes in Salem. We're getting a great little tour here. No one's around. Greg's going on a Greg venture. This feels like we're not allowed to do this.
Then why does it say welcome everyone?
Okay. This is great.
It's just a dead garden.
It's just a dead garden.
What places? Do you look at the windows and see if you can't see like curtains moving?
Like for ghosts?
Yeah, for ghosts. I do.
I'm sure.
I'm looking.
All right, well, let us know if you find any ghosts. We're going to the Hocus Pocus house. Just about there.
Another filming location is the school that the characters go to, which I thought I found, but this is not the right one. Finally, the main attraction, the Hocus Pocus house itself, Max and Danny's house at number 4 Ocean Avenue.
There's the Hocus Pocus House.
Hokey Pokey House.
Hokey Pokey. That's a pretty sunset. Look at that. So if you're looking to go to the Hocus Pocus House, it is at number 4 Ocean Avenue. People do live there, so to be respectful, you can't visit that one and go in it like some of the other houses, but it's cool to see.
So now that you've gotten your history lesson and you've learned the Hocus Pocus filming locations, let's take a look at our favorite parts of our day. One of our biggest tips for your day in Salem is to make sure you take time in your day to enjoy the shops. There are so many unique and eccentric shops that were so fun to browse and really immerse ourselves in the Salem experience.
When in Rome. When in Salem, do as the witches do.
Oh, just speaking to relatives.
Aww. Wanna go in the Botanica? I wish you could smell through the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
One of these days, smell vision.
Oh, that
Appreciate that. Ooh, Kelsey would like that. That's a Kelsey mystery.
There are certainly unique stores down here. They're very fun. But I was saying to Greg, you probably couldn't hear me in there, but it'd be really cool if you could smell these stores through the camera because they're very strong with the incense, very strong with the incense, and it just kind of adds to the experience. They're neat. You can get psychic readings in all these little witch stores. We've come a long way from Disney videos.
We're about to do haunted stuff. We're doing it. We're gonna do it.
Greg's obsessed with haunted YouTube, so this is more up his alley than Disney vlogs. Gonna catch some ghosts.
Well, I mean, you go into one store, your battery dies, go into another one, your GoPro acts up. I'm telling you, there's something here.
Salem's haunted. We've cracked it with the dying GoPro battery suddenly dying. Lots of little touristy museums to go to. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. We park and just explore and find cool things and cool shops and filming locations, and we're gonna go to the witch stuff and see like the witch memorial benches.
From eavesdropping on conversations around here, Settler's supposed to be a pretty good spot to eat.
Oh, it looks kind of cute. So Greg said eavesdropping, said go to Settler.
The locals say.
That's what the locals say.
There was also a couple really cool retro gaming stores and comic book stores we checked out.
He's in his nerd heaven right now.
That's the original language for a lot of money.
Rock'em Sock'em?
Oh yeah.
Very cool store for this area. Perfect spot for it.
Look at trees.
Yeah, well, it's good B-roll. Greg's making fun of me because I was shooting pretty tree B-roll. And there's cool buildings, but you need a little bit of everything.
The wallpaper and the lighting.
Oh, yeah.
And like the ceiling. Like the aesthetics.
Yes, you like the aesthetics.
But this is why we have two.
Greg, would you like to buy something from Vamp Thing? They're so old. You can see the smoke. Such cool stores. Just like in Harry Potter. Kinda.
Oh, they're doing readings back there.
That's cool. You're not very good at that, are you?
Is Megan here?
The ghost doesn't want to communicate with you. This is where you can get psychic readings.
If you look at the
That's kind of neat. That was a really neat store too. They got your tarot cards, they'll do tarot readings. They have other creepy things in there. authentic spellcasting.
It'll be just like Hogwarts Legacy all over again.
Yeah.
Vatican Tower. Vatican Tower.
Can I take your picture in that?
Nope.
Come on. Another store we're gonna go
Yeah,
into.
it's one there.
Greg is loving the stores.
They're so cool.
Want some smudge sticks to rid the spirits.
Yeah, after I go to the bathroom. Father, son, and all. Am I right?
Yeah, you need that. Demons that comes out of him. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Gregory. Oh, it's just lemon lime, Jerry. Oh, it's alcohol. What kind of drink do you want?
What are we getting to drink? Oh, we going crazy today, huh?
We're gonna have a gin
Oh, this is
tonic.
We're having tequila and a vodka with an egg. Stir that.
That's hilarious.
We'll take a brief shopping pause to talk about restroom tips because these are important on your Salem adventures. First up, we have restrooms in the Witch City Mall here. We had no waits for restrooms while we were here, but not all shops will allow you to use their restrooms. And as our server mentioned to us this morning, in October there could be hours of wait times for restaurants and restrooms, so it's good to know where to go and which to avoid if you can. A good tip is to take a photo of this little QR code here as it'll help you navigate the restrooms in the area.
You're looking for restrooms. They are in the Witch Mall here, but they're not great restrooms, but when you gotta pee, you gotta pee. Don't wear sandals. The bathrooms were a little flooded.
If you're looking for slightly cleaner washrooms, try the Visitor Center in Salem. They also have great information in here about Salem, not just the witch history, but history of Salem in general, including how Salem is the birthplace of the National Guard in 1636.
This is the Visitor Center. Also on the bathroom map if you need a restroom. They're hard to come by here, so map out the restrooms. The Visitor Center definitely has the cleanest bathrooms.
Questionable.
Well, they're better. They are much better than the Witch City Mall. I mean,
true.
they're not perfect, but
True.
highly recommend those ones over the mall if you can do it. It's like a 2-minute walk away, so do these ones instead.
Wait. Wait. Wait.
He's so aggressive.
It's very hefty.
I tripped and made a disaster. These toys.
Oh, this is a tour. We're just walking in.
We're just walking in a tour.
It's your boy. Part of the tour.
I can't believe I filmed that.
Can't believe you did it. Oops.
I'm so happy. I said this store looks sketchy and Greg said, ooh. These shops are no joke.
Huh?
I said these shops are no joke.
Very cool.
They're creepy. Greg saw dead bats.
Wow.
Can't show you that store, but we want to go in. Do you want to go in the trolley depot?
No, but you didn't go down the street.
Oh. There's a line for this one, so we feel it's good.
Some of the stores do have lines occasionally as the stores are small, and you can imagine there'll be more of them requiring lines in October. We were really lucky in November and had just the one line, but remember to be patient, the shops are worth it. So now we're going to take a quick shopping break and grab some food at the Dire Wolf Tavern on Washington Street, and we'll let you know what we think.
cool little street. We're hungry and we're gonna go to the Dire Wolf Tavern for some lunch. Okay, here it is, the Dire Wolf Tavern.
The Dire Wolf Tavern is a fun ambiance and has some fun Halloween or Salem-inspired drinks you can try, and lots of options on the menu. You can pause to read if you like. Greg had a beer and I ordered a glass of wine to start, and just a reminder, this was filmed in November.
Got the pulled pork nachos. Those look so good. And the empanada. Those look great too. Ooh. Good? Those look delicious.
I was just saying, this is probably the best barbecue I had this trip.
So the pulled pork barbecue is better than anything in Tennessee.
Well, that I had.
Wow, that's impressive. Looks good though.
It's so good. Oh, I'd get the pulled pork sandwich if we came here. That's good.
Oh my gosh,
That was a good
that's
pulled pork.
smoky pulled pork. I think that's the best pulled pork I've ever had.
That is amazing. Oh man.
Greg's loving this pulled pork. 10 out of 10?
11.
11 out of 10. Delicious. Come to Salem for the nachos.
Come for pulled pork.
Or for the pulled pork.
For the pulled
Come
pork.
for the pulled pork. And Greg is a pulled pork snob. These might be my new favorite nachos.
Those are good nachos. Those are real good nachos. And then what I like is a fresh jalapeno, not canned.
Yeah, much better.
Jarred, I should say.
Yeah. How's the empanada? Good? Seeing it.
They're good. Let's stick with the pulled pork.
Those nachos. Amazing. You can tell by Greg's eyes. When Greg's eyes get big, it's amazing.
The chip to coverage ratio was really good.
It was. Would you recommend Dire Wolf?
I would.
That was fantastic.
For dessert, we made our way to Kakawa Chocolate to try some drinking chocolate.
Is it real chocolate? Yeah.
Sid would love that. That's good though. Spicy. I would get that again. That's a 10 in my book.
10 out of 10.
We came at the right time.
We did come at the right time. So this is actual drinking chocolate.
That's
so
really
it's like,
good.
and it does have a spicy kick. He got the spicy one. So he said 10 out of 10. I'd agree.
I like that.
That's really good. Check out the Kakawa Chocolate House for real hot chocolate. And it's the perfect temperature to want hot chocolate right now. It's a little chilly, but it's nice.
So far, Salem's a 10 out of 10.
Salem's a 10 out of 10. Just don't come in October, because I'm sure then it's not a 10 out of 10 if you need to wait in a line for a bathroom for an hour. Okay, still checking out the stores.
Smells great in here.
Again, I wish you could smell these stores. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Where you can get your tarot cards read, your psychic reading.
The new twin turbo.
The new Firebolt.
You can go 0 to fly in like 3 seconds. I don't want to go somewhere. I'm going out. I'm not doing that. They're so crowded to walk into it.
We don't want to take Greg in there. He'll break everything. So we left quickly. We walked in, we walked out.
There were a couple of other stores we checked out before we'll bring you on our ghost adventures at the hotel. We checked out a pet store and then a tea store, and there's a really neat store where you can buy alcohol and get a gumball machine fortune, which was kind of cool. But one last really unique store before we move on would be, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you definitely should check out Whynott's Wand Shop, which will give you major Ollivanders vibes when you walk in.
What's this statue? 1887.
Oh, an apostle that was erected.
Gregory! He's so inappropriate.
It says erected.
He's such a the statue's erected. Can't bring boys anywhere.
I wonder if he's erected. Yeah, he's doing the thing. He's covering it with a hat.
Gregory.
For our next explorations, we're making our way to the famous Hawthorne Hotel in Salem that's rumored to be haunted, and Greg has always wanted to visit.
There is the Hawthorne Hotel, which is very expensive. Greg would love to stay there. There's no vacancy, it's sold out, and it's a haunted hotel. So it's all right up his alley.
Look, you can get bikes and bike around the city. That's kind of cool.
Greg, do you feel the ghost present yet?
The Hawthorne Hotel was established in 1925 and is named after famous author Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's often called one of the most haunted hotels in the US, and there are stories of furniture moving around and sightings of a female ghost wandering the hotel.
Sense any ghosts?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. We're exploring. We need a REM pod.
I'll just download the app.
Yeah. Okay, if there's any ghosties, we come here with respect. We're coming to talk to you.
You cannot follow us home. We watch a lot of ghost YouTubes. You cannot follow us home.
It's hot.
It is.
The haunted hotel is hot. They keep it toasty for the ghosties.
For the old ghosts.
For the old
joints.
ghosties. Their joints hurt. That's cool. Greg is like
In explore mode. Ghosty?
Great.
Oh. Any ghosties in here?
Cool.
Yeah.
you can tell this place is haunted.
Act like you stay here.
What'd you think of the Hawthorne Hotel?
It's charming, actually.
Charming.
It's charming.
Charming and hot.
It's not like a modern hotel. It's like
No.
we're stuck in the past, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like a 1920s classical vibe. Very Gatsby.
Oh, that's an old man.
Pretty cool.
So as you know, we did our own self-guided tours of Salem on a budget, but there are so many tours or museums you can check out if you're interested. We chose to explore Salem on our own, but if we were to recommend any of the Salem attractions that you pay for, it's the Salem Witch Museum. I've done this in the past, but not on this trip. You can't film video in here anyway, but it's open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with extended hours in the summer and October. Adult admission is $17.50, and this is an immersive experience into the Salem Witch Trials of 1692. If you're going to check out any of the museums, this would probably be the most popular.
Busy spot.
Found a lot of the people here.
Oh, creepy. There's a lot of witches museums.
There are. If you want to enjoy Salem when it's less busy, come in the morning. It's getting busy now and it's supper time.
And Friday.
And it's Friday night. That is a good point. It's Friday night. It's starting to get a little more crowded, but we got all our photos with nobody in them early this morning, so that was really nice. If you want a secure place to park, we parked at
The Hampton Inn over there. It was $20 for the whole day.
and it's locked, it's secure. Great spot instead of right on the street here. So parking tip for
Our
Salem.
parking garage, but it had like 2-star reviews.
We like that one. Greg is getting the Oleato cold brew. Okay, so this is the olive oil cold brew.
From what I heard, I should have bought some sage for this one.
Yeah, you're gonna need sage for that one. I think it's gonna clean them out. I'm really nervous.
All that American eating.
Yeah, we have a really small hotel room, guys. I'm nervous. How is it?
It's weird. That's weird. That's weird. It's weird.
Oh, It tastes like olive oil.
I know that this was definitely our biggest video yet, and thanks for bearing with us. We just had such a fantastic day exploring Salem and learning about the area that it felt impossible to split this video up or cut anything out. As we mentioned before, Salem was a 10 out of 10 experience for us and one of our most favorite adventures that we've ever had yet on this channel. We have wanted to do Salem on a budget since this adventure was our very last day of our road trip from Canada to Tennessee and back, and we had been traveling for about 2 weeks at this point and had already stopped at many places like Hershey Park, Dollywood, Nashville, Tennessee, Ohio, and more. So we wanted to keep things on a lower cost. We absolutely loved touring Salem on our own and highly recommend this method to anyone. There were so many guide maps that you don't miss out on anything, plus the historic sites that had the QR codes with information about each landmark, that we felt this method worked great for us. But if you are interested in the tours, like we said, there are so many great ones to choose from. We hope our video gave you some interesting facts and helpful information about your upcoming Salem adventures. Salem is such an incredible city, and we know you'll have a wonderful time even if you go in October. Just remember to wear your patience pants as it's crazy there then. If you enjoyed this video, we would greatly appreciate if you would hit the like button and subscribe to follow along on our next adventure. Thanks for watching!